both you are welcome to the sessions. As earlier feedback from the student and teachers, they are very much enjoying the sessions. We also enjoy the sessions. Hope this third session will also interesting and energetic one. So without delay, I request to Taj to start the session.
Sounds good. So I have my camera on my laptop so I can see the students, but then I also have like the slides on my iPad, so I'll be able to see both at the same time. So all students are here?
Yes, student already joined.
Okay.
If possible, Soinika, so you can just show the student to Taj.
Hmm? Okay, I can see them. So chapter 2 is about fractions and decimals, and today we are going to learn how to add and subtract fractions and decimals. And there's a lot of like stuff to learn in this chapter, so like make sure you pay attention. So first, the learning goals. I can add and subtract fractions. I can add and subtract decimals. And then this is a just for fun question, so any student can just yell out the answer. What is the tallest land animal? So if a student knows, they can say this just trivia question.
Okay, student, please feedback, response the questions.
Giraffe.
Yep, giraffe. That's the right answer. Adding and subtracting fractions. So this is a very big thing for fractions, and it's important that kids know how to do it properly. So how to solve is you make sure that the denominators, so the bottom number, is the same before you add or subtract the fractions. And then if they're not the same, you need to multiply the top and bottom by a number to get a common denominator. So as you can see in the right picture, 3 and 4, 2/3 plus 3/4 are being added. So they multiplied 3 by 4 and they multiplied 4 by 3 so that they could get a number on the bottom that's the same of 12. So that is what the common denominator is. And the common denominator is the least common multiple of both numbers. So once there is a common denominator, you can add or subtract the top numbers as usual. So, and then if so, you can also simplify. So are there just any questions? If there's any questions,
কাৰোবাৰ কম্পিউটাৰত অলপ একো হৈ আছে, তোমালোকে মিউটত থাকিব লাগিব নেকি? কোনবা এটা কম্পিউটাৰৰ পৰা অলপ একো আহি আছে. Taj, can you hear some echo?
A little bit.
Yeah. এইটো Dell Jared Dell computer তাৰ পৰা একো আহি আছে. Go ahead, tell me.
Okay. So this is something that we will be getting more into depth in. So you want to get a common denominator, which is just remember the common denominator means that the number on the bottom for adding and subtraction is the same. So 2 and 3, you would multiply both the top and the bottom by 4, and then 3 and 4, or 3 over 4, you'd multiply the top and bottom by 3, as the picture did below. So, least common multiples. It said that you needed to find the least common multiple, which was the common denominator. So here's how to find it. The least common multiple is found by finding what is a number that can be divided by the two other numbers and for it to be as small as possible. So the least common multiple can be abbreviated to LCM, and finding the LCM is very important with adding and subtracting fractions. So here are some examples. So 3 and 9, the LCM of 3 and 9 would be 9. And then 2 and 5, the LCM of 2 and 5 would be 10. And then 1 and 20, the LCM would be 20. And the reason for that is because the number 9 can be divided by both 3 and it can be divided by 9. And it's the smallest number that can be divided by both of them. And then the same thing for 2 and 5. 10 can be divided by 2 and it can also be divided by 5. And it wouldn't be a number like 20 because even though 20 can be divided by 2 and it can be divided by 5, there is a number that is smaller that can be divided by both of them. And then after you get an answer, it's important that you simplify your answer. So to simplify, you find the number on the top and the bottom that the number that they both can be divided with. So you divide it and check if there are any numbers that can divide both the top and the bottom again. And it is important that you're dividing by the same numbers on both the top and the bottom. So say we get the answer to our question as 4/8 in the bottom left, you can see that you can divide 4 by 4 and 8 by 4. So the answer would actually be 1/2. So make sure that if the question is telling you to simplify, that you always simplify to fully reduced terms. So that is what that means. But then say we get an answer of 8/4. We would divide the top by 4, and that would be 2. We would divide the bottom by 4, and that would be 1. And then you don't need to write 2/1. You can just write 2. So over these 3 slides, are there any questions so far? Okay. And
No,
just
sir.
yes, is there a question? Oh, no, sir. All right. Moving on. So this is a learning check. So find the answer to the problem, and I'll give you a couple minutes, and then I will show the solution. And it is okay if you don't fully understand it right now because this is a new concept.
প্ৰাঞ্জল গগৈ ছাৰ আছে নহয় ন? প্ৰাঞ্জল গগৈ ছাৰ? গগৈ ছাৰ?
Yeah.
sir, আছো।
ঠিক আছে, যদি কিবা অসুবিধা পাইছে ষ্টুডেণ্টে জাষ্ট কোঅৰ্ডিনেট দেম।
Okay, so solve the questions 2/4 plus 2/6. And then also solve the question 2/4 plus 1/2. And then I will show the solution after.
Sir, they are doing it.
Okay.
দেখুৱাই দিয়া কোনে কোনে হেৰি কৰিছিলা কৈ দিয়া।
Should I show the answer?
তোমালোকে অকল আনচাৰটো কৈ দিলেও হ'ব, দেখুৱাই দিবলৈ যদি অসুবিধা হৈছে।
Okay. So I will show now how to do these problems. So the first one is 2 divided by 4 over 2 divided by 6. These dashed lines is trying to like represent a fraction. So the question is saying 2 over 4 plus 2 over 6. What is this equal to? So we can't just add the top and the bottom together because the bottom number, these two numbers aren't the same. So that means you'd be adding a different value of 2. There wouldn't be 2 on both of them. So what you want to do is we want to see which number 4 and 6 can both be divided by. So we can start with 4, we can start with 6, then we add 4, and this would become 8. We add 6, and this would become 12. And say we add 4 again, and we see that the least common multiple of 4 and 6 is 12. So, and then to check this, we can do 12 divided by 6 equals 2, and then 12 divided by 4 equals 3. So now we know that the least common multiple is 12. So to get this, we multiplied 4 by 3 to get to 12. So I'll rewrite this question. This is how you solve it. You would multiply the top and the bottom by 3, and then you'd multiply the top and the bottom by 2 on the right side because the bottom number is different. So this 6 only needs to be multiplied 2 times to get to 12, but this 4 needs to be multiplied 3 times to get to 12. So once we see that we have some numbers to do, we can see 2 times 3 would be 6, 4 times 3 would be 12. And then the next one would be 2 times 2 would be 4, and then 6 times 2 would be 12. And then now that the bottom numbers are the same, only now can we add the top two numbers together. So 6 plus 4, or 6 twelfths plus 4 twelfths equals 10 twelfths. And now this would be the answer if it's done, but if you see here, 10 twelfths can be simplified. They can both be divided by 2. So the answer would be 5 over 6. So is there anything that I need to clarify or just show again or try to explain? Just if a student has a question, just tell it.
তলৰ হৰটো একে কৰি ল'বলৈ লাগে তলৰ হৰটো একে কৰি পিনি কৰি দিলে হৈ গ'ল
No question, sir.
Okay. And then what did Pranjal say? Just like show it again. Okay. So now that I solved this one, this was a tricky problem to be the first problem to do, but it shows how to make the common denominator the same. So that is the most important thing to remember, to make the number on the bottom the same. So now see if you can solve 2 over 4 plus 1 over 2 and see what that is equal to. So remember, try to make the common denominator the same.
হৰটো একে কৰি পিনি কৰিবলৈ কৈছে কৈ দিয়া পটককে
Should I show how to do this one?
কৰিছা নে তোমালোকে 2/4 plus 1/2 সেইটো কৰিব লাগে কৈ দিয়া
So did anybody get an answer?
Sir, they are doing
Okay.
কৈ দিয়া আনসাৰটো কৈ দিয়া কিমান পালা মল্লিকা শুনি আছা আনসাৰটো কৈ দিয়া কণিকা মেম আছে নে ওচৰত
Sir, we are doing.
Okay. After most people are done, I will show how to solve the question to make sure people did it right.
Sir, they didn't understand.
Okay. So the question is asking 2/4 plus 1/2. Now, feel free to interrupt me to ask questions. So, just any questions that you have during this. So we see that there is two different numbers on the bottom. There's 4 and there's 2. So these numbers are different. They're not the same. But we want to make these numbers the same. So how can we make 2 and 4 be able to divide by one number? So if we have 2 and then 2 plus 2 would be 4, and then we have 4, 2 and 4 are both divisible by 4, and we can check that by seeing that 4 divided by 2 would that 4 divided by 2 is 2. So if the number that you get is not a fraction or decimal for dividing by both numbers, that means that the number you got is the least common multiple. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So that means that 4 is the least common multiple of the numbers 2 and 4. So now that we have that, we see that 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. So that means because this number is 1, we technically don't need to change the left side. So this would look like 2 times 1 over 4 times 1. So after you get these two numbers, you want to multiply both the top and the bottom. So here we're multiplying the top and the bottom of 2 over 4, and then we are adding 1 times 2 over 2 times 2. So whenever you're solving questions, this is how you should write it, so it is simplest for you to remember. And make sure you're writing this down right now. So now we have 2 over 4, because 2 times 1 is 2, 4 times 1 is 4. And then we have 1 times 2 is 2. And then we have 2 times 2 is 4. So after we find the number that is the same on the bottom, so now we have 2 over 4 plus 2 over 4. So these numbers are the same. So then we can actually solve this. So now once we get the bottom numbers, it's much simpler because we keep the bottom numbers the same and we only add the top numbers together. So keep the bottom the same, but then add here, add or subtract. So this would be 4 over 4 because 2 plus 2 is 4, but then you keep 4 the same. Now, 4 over 4 could be the correct answer, but to get full points, you want to make sure you simplify. So the number that can be divided by both 4 and 4 is obviously 4. So you can divide 4 on the top and divide 4 on the bottom. And then you are left with 1 over 1, and 1 divided by 1 is the same thing as 1. So are there any steps here that don't make sense or you want me to do again or clarify if a student has anything to say?
Student খিনিয়ে মাত লগাব লাগে. Have there any problem, any confusion, any doubt?
হৰটো একে থাকিলে ওপৰ দুটা অকল যোগ কৰি দিব লাগে বুলি কৈছে। তোমালোকে আগতে এনেকুৱা অংক কৰিছাই, কৈ দিয়া কিবা হেৰি পাইছা যদি।
Feel free to interact. Okay.
I understand.
Okay. Does the majority of people understand?
Yes, sir.
Was that yes?
Yes, sir. They replied yes.
Okay, sounds good. So that is how to solve 2 over 4 plus 1 over 2. The answer is 1. So let's see. The answer you should have gotten would be 5 divided by 6, which we did get, and then also 1. So these problems may seem complicated at first, but just look at the notes that you just wrote down and see if you can solve it. Because if you took well enough notes, you should be able to figure this out. But I will still go step through step with each problem. So we can take a couple minutes to do this. This should take a while. So this is now we are subtracting. For subtracting, it is the same thing. You keep the number on the bottom. Once they are the same number, you keep that the same and you only subtract the top.
Okay, sir.
বিয়োগৰ ক্ষেত্ৰতো একেই হয়। তোমালোকৰ খালি তলতো একে কৰি ল'বলৈ লাগে, তাৰপিছত কৰি দিলে হৈ গ'ল। এইকেইটা কৰিব কৈছে আকৌ, কৰি দিয়া।
Okay, we'll take a couple minutes to do these problems. They should take a while.
গগৈ স্যার স্টুডেন্টে কোয়েশ্চনটো কি কৰিব লাগে বুজি পাইছে চাগে ন have they got the question
হয় স্যাৰ এইটো হেৰি
If they
এইটো
have a
2/4
question,
minus 2/6
yeah, that's the question.
প্ৰথমটো
That's the question.
2/4 minus 2/6
And then
প্ৰথমটো
also,
3/4 plus 1/3
and then 5.
লাষ্টটো হৈছে 5/3 minus 1/2 সেইটো
Mhm.
সেম হয় নিয়মকেইটা একে হয় খালি বিয়োগ কৰিব লাগিব এতিয়া আপুনি যোগ কৰিছিলে এতিয়া বিয়োগ কৰিব লাগিব মেথডটো সেম একে কৰিব কৈছে ডিনমিনেটৰ আৰু সেম কৰি ল'ব লাগে
Sir, first one is 1/6.
Okay. Was that did students get that answer?
তোমাৰ নামটো কৈ দিয়া
মল্লিকা got the answer sir
Okay. And then see if the students can figure out the second question. The second question is more similar to the ones that we have already done because they are adding.
সেকেন্ড কোৱেশ্যনটো আমি ছাৰে কৈ দিয়াটো নিচিনা একে যোগ কৰিব লাগে ইয়াৰ আগত কৈ অহাকেইটাৰ নিচিনা একে তাৰ এনচাৰটো কোনোবা পাইছা যদি কৈ দিয়া
And it's okay if you did not get an answer to.
Nice.
কাৰোবাৰ ছেকেণ্ডটো হ'লনে
Okay, how is everybody doing? Just like a number 1 through 3, what question they're on? Just ask the students that and see how many people have 3. So students, has everybody attempted the questions and can I show the answers now?
কৰি শেষ কৰিলে নে have you finished the answer question number 2 Mallika and others students please কিবা অসুবিধা থাকিলে জনাবা have there any problem if there any problem then Taj will suggest and recommend all the things students কিবা অসুবিধা আছে নেকি have their problem
Yes. Shall I show the solutions now? Is it good enough time?
ওকে, যদি অসুবিধা হৈছে কৈ দিয়া, তেতিয়াহ'লে তেখেতে হেৰি বুজাই দিব। If there any problem,
Okay.
Taj will taught you.
So make sure that if they're having problem that they ask a question, because only when they ask a question will they be able to learn. So tell them to interact more only if they have question. So the first one was saying 2 over 4 minus 2 over 6, and we want to solve this. So first we want to find a number that is the same as 4 and 6. Now the way to do this is you have 4 here and you have 6 here, and you add 4 until the numbers are the same. So 4 plus 4, oh well, first we'll say 4 written down and we'll have 6, and then 4 plus 4 would be 8, 6 plus 6 would be 12, and then we would do 8 plus 4, and that would be 12. Now we don't even need to add another 6 to 12 or to 6 because we can see these numbers are the same. So now that we see these numbers are the same, we can count what they should be multiplied by. So the top 4 should be multiplied by 1, 2, 3, and 6 should be multiplied by 1, 2. So now we have 2 over 4 times 3 times 3. It's important to do it both on the top and the bottom. Minus, from the minus sign, 2 times 2 over 6. I'll say 2 times 2 over 6 times 2. Okay? So now, before we do subtraction, we want to do this part. So remember PEMDAS, we want to do BODMAS, we want to do multiplication first. So 2 times 3 is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. Minus 2 times 2 is 4. And 6 times 2 is 12. Now, the bottom numbers are the same. So we can just do 6 minus 4 over 12. So, because the bottom numbers are the same, this would be equal to 6 minus 4 would become 2, and 12 would stay 12. Now, this may seem like the right answer, but remember, this can still be simplified. So, if you see that both numbers are even, meaning the top can be divided by 2 and the bottom can be divided by 2, then it is divisible by 2. So, you want to test out numbers both on the top and bottom where you get integer values, so the numbers are not decimals. So 2 divided by 2 would be 1, and 12 divided by 2 would be 6. So the answer would be 1 over 6. Now, does all of that make sense? Is there anything that doesn't make sense? Just feel free to unmute and ask.
যিটো তোমালোকে আনসাৰ পালা 2/12 সেইটো এতিয়া সেই সংখ্যাটো একেটা সংখ্যা দুইটাকে হৰণ যায় 2 কো যায় 12 কো যায় সেইটো কাৰণে তোমাৰ আনসাৰটো 1/6 হ'ব divisible by same numbers both denominator and numerator দুইটাকে হৰণ যায় কাৰণে সেইটো কৈ দিব লাগিব আমি আগতে কৰি আছিলো লঘিষ্ঠ আকাৰলৈ আনসাৰটো নিব লাগে যে সেই কথাটো লোয়েষ্ট ফৰ্মলৈ নিব লাগে আনসাৰটো
Okay. Shall we move on? So, the second
Yes.
question is asking 3 over 4 plus 1 over 3. So, 3 over 4 plus 1 over 3. Now, we will write 4 down first, and then we will write 3. So, 4 plus 4 would be 8. 3 plus 3 would be 6. So you want to just keep adding the number here until you get a number that is the same. Then 8 plus 4 would be 12. 6 plus 3 would be 9. And then 12 plus 4 would be 16, and 9 plus 3 would be 12. But as we can see here, 12 is the common denominator again, or it is the least common multiple between 4 and 3. So once we get that 12 is there, we see that it made 1, 2, and 3 numbers for 4, and it caused 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. So this was one step, this was a second step, and this was the third step. And then for 3, it is the same thing. The first step, the second step, the third step, and the fourth step. So we need to multiply the 4 by 3 on the top and the bottom, because there are 3 things right here. And then for the 3, we multiply by 4 because there are 4 things right here. So this would be like this. And remember, BODMAS, it is important to do your multiplication first before your addition. So this would be 3 times 3 would be 9, over 4 times 3 would be 12. And then the next one would be 1 times 4, which is 4, over 3 times 4, which is 12. So the bottom, they are both the same, and it will keep the same. So you can write it like this. The bottom will always be the same once you make it the same. Then 9 plus 4 is the only thing you are adding. So this is the only thing you are adding, and this would be 13. And then this is an improper fraction, but then we will get into improper fractions later. But right now, 13 over 12 is your answer. So was that confusing at all? Is this starting to make sense?
Student খিনিয়ে বুজি পাইছানে? Have you got the answer?
We are understood, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
good. So now I will show the third question, 5/3 minus 1/2. So even though the top is bigger than the bottom, you can still use the same rule. So the denominator is 3 and 2, and we want to get them the same. So we write 3 here, 2 here. 3 plus 3 is 6, 2 plus 2 is 4. 6 plus 3 is 9, 2 plus 4 is 6. And then we see that this is the common denominator, or the least common multiple between 3 and 2. So then we count how many steps there are. 1 step, 2 step, and then there is 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps. So we multiply the 5 over 3 by 2 and the 1/2 by 3. So 5 times 2 over 3 times 2, 3 times 2, minus 1 times 3 over 2 times 3. And this would be, you have to do these steps first, 10 by 6 minus 3 by 6. And now, denominator, this stays the same. It'll stay the same throughout. And then you would have to do 10 minus 3, and that would be 7. So the answer would be 7 over 6. That makes sense? Okay.
Have you got the option? Yes. Bujipala?
Hello, sir.
All right.
Okay. As they saw it, they can understand.
So we are also doing adding and subtracting decimals, but decimals is much easier. It's much easier than fractions. The only thing you need to remember is to align the decimal point. So as you can see in these examples, the decimal points are the points between the numbers, like 31.3. The decimal point is between the 1 and 3. 16.4 is between 6 and 4. So just remember to align the decimal points and just add or subtract normally. So I will show how to do this right now. So 34.12 over 21.43. 31.42 plus 20 34 plus 21.43. So all we need to do is align the decimal points and then add. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 4 plus 4 is 8. 1 plus 1 is 2. And 3 plus 2 is 5. So the answer we should be getting is, oh wait, this number should be a 24. Would be 55.85. Oh, one moment. This number is a 1. So I will do this problem again. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. And then make sure you add the decimal point in the answer. 1 plus 4 is 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. So 55.55 is the answer. Now the next one is 54.2 minus 34.9. 51.2 minus 34.9, or 54.2. Okay. Now, is everybody familiar with borrowing and caroling and carrying?
পাৰা
Is
নহয় উকলি লোৱা যোগ বা হেৰি ধাৰ
কলেজৰ
কৰা যোগ
যোগ
সেইখিনি
ইমান
পাৰা নহয় ষ্টুডেন্টছ
oh,
পাৰা নহয় ধাৰ কৰা যোগ হেৰি উকলি যোৱা যোগ তেনেকে পাৰা ষ্টুডেন্টে শুনি আছানে
Oh, sir, শুনি আছো।
পাৰা নহয় ধাৰ কৰা যোগ উকলি যোৱা যোগ সেইখিনি পাৰা নহয়
Yes, sir.
okay.
তাজ
So, that's good.
Answer is 22.3.
So I heard that they know how to do it, correct? So, I will just show further. So when you're subtracting, you can't do 2 minus 9, right? So you take this 4, cross out this 4, and you borrow a number. You make this number 3, and you add a 1 right in front of the 2. So now this 2 becomes 12 minus 9, and this would be 3. And make sure you add the decimal point. And now that you have 3 here instead of 4, it's important that you cross out the 4 and write the 3. And now you do 3 minus 1, and that is 2. But because you didn't need to borrow from the 5 can just stay the same, and it would be 2 here as well. So the answer would be 22.3. So, does that make sense?
Next move কৰিব পাৰিনে?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then yes, we can move that.
Okay, sounds good. So, these are some practice problems. They shouldn't be too difficult, but maybe you can do them with like a group or with a partner, just for in the interest of time. See if you know how to solve these. So remember, put the decimal points in the same place and then add them together. So we can take 1 to 2 minutes.
দশমিকৰ তলৰ পৰা দশমিকটো বহাই পিনি কৰিব লাগে আৰু সেইটো কৈ আছে।
বুজি পাইছো।
Okay. If most people know how to do these, then I think we can move on. So the answer to the first one would be 3.18. That's what you should have gotten by adding in the correct order. Then for the second one, you should have gotten 1.03. And then for the third one, you should have gotten 21.876. So this is normal addition and normal subtraction just with the decimal point. So if you know how to do addition and know how to do subtraction, this is exactly the same. So that is much easier. So this is your exit ticket for the day. So once you can do both of these problems, you are free to leave the Zoom meeting. So now we have 1/2, 1/2, plus 1/3, plus 1/4. So I'll give you a hint to solve this one. You want to find the least common multiple of 2, 3, and 4. And then you are also just given a decimal addition question that also has a subtraction. So I will give you, say, 2 to 4 minutes to do this. And then once I hear most people are done, that will be the end. And I can also show how to do it if anybody needs help.
কৰা সেই দুটা কৰা, তোমালোকক 2-3 মিনিট দিছে কৰি দিয়া পটককে। ইয়াৰ আগতে কৰা নিচিনা একেই হয়, খালি 3টা দিছে, 1/2 প্লাছ 1/3 প্লাছ 1/4। তাৰ নেক্সটটো দিছে 65.43 প্লাছ 54.32 মাইনাছ 43.21 ইকুৱেল টু দিছে, কৰি দিয়া।
Our first one is complete.
Okay. Are the other classes complete as well? Or shall we give more time? Okay. So you should have written this down, but I will quickly show the answer to this question. So the first one was asking 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 4. And the way to solve this, to find the LCM of all of them, is to do the same step as before, but now for 3. So you'd go 2, 3, 4, add 2, add 3, add 4, add 2, add 3, add 4, add 2, add 3. And now we can see 12 works for 3 and 4. So let's see if it'll work for 2. Add 2, add 2. So it does. Now we can count 3 steps for 4, and then there's a 4th step for 3, and then there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps for 2. So this means you do 1 times 6 over 2 times 6 plus 1 times 4 over 3 times 4 plus 1 times 3 over 3 times 3. So the answer would be 6 over 12 plus 4 over 12 plus 3 over 12. And now the math is still the same. The denominators stay the same even in the answer, and you only add the top. So this would be 6 plus 4 plus 3, which would be 13. And then we will learn about improper fractions, how to simplify those next time. So that is just an overview of the first one. This is probably the more tricky one. So does anybody have any questions on this? All right, then I will show the answer
Taj,
to the.
ask them if they got the right answer.
Oh, so did you guys get this as your answer? 13 over 12?
তোমালোকে সেইটো আনসাৰ পাইছানে?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you ask the next answer? Don't do it.
Okay. Did anybody figure out this one? Could somebody get their teacher to call on them and tell their answer to this problem?
কৰি আছানে এইটো সেকেন্ড প্ৰবলেমটো?
Or I'm asked yeah, students, tell your answer to this question. So a reminder is to align the decimal points. That's important.
76.54.
76.54.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So whoever got 76.54 is correct. So this is just addition and subtraction, except with a decimal point. So it is not as new as fractions, but then do fractions make sense? Like adding and subtracting? Could I get like a verbal yes if people understand this concept? So does this make sense?
Students say buji paisane concept to hetu fractions or Pranjal, student bilakor clear hoise ne concept to?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That is good then. So
Yes, sir.
that is all I have for week 3. So week 3 is done, and then next week we'll also be getting into multiplying and dividing with fractions. So that is all I have for you guys.
Okay, dear student, just note down the next class, and I request to all the students, please interact during the what teaching. Okay, otherwise it will be difficult to continue or move sessions. কথা পাতিবা interaction কৰিবা, no problem. Assamese কলে আমি translate কৰি দিব পৰা যাব দেই, খালি কথাখিনি কৈ থাকিবা, বুজি পালা নাপালা সেইখিনি কথা কলে কন্টিনিউ কৰিবৰ কাৰণে সুবিধা হয়। Anyway, I think student enjoy the session third also. So on behalf of Vidya The Living School, we are very much thankful to Taj and Giti Baido for your patience, for your time to taught the student, and for the patience to listen the student also. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
তাজে অসমীয়া বুজি পায়, গতিকে good night everyone.
Good night, sir.
Okay, bye. See you soon in the next Sunday.
Yeah, next week লগ পাম দেই। আৰু ষ্টুডেন্টছ বিলাকে ইন্টাৰেক্ট কৰক। তাজে অসমীয়া বুজি পায় যদিও সি ইংলিছত কৈ থাকে, গতিকে সিহঁতে যিমানে ইন্টাৰেক্ট কৰে সিমানে ইন্টাৰেষ্টিং হ'ব ক্লাছটো। Yeah, thank you. ভিডিঅ'খিনি আমি পঠিয়াই দিম, ফটো ভিডিঅ'। Take care. Bye, good night. Thanks, Taj.
Thank you.